Hey everyone, and welcome to the N2DEEP podcast. My name is Wesley.
And my name is Levi.
And today we're going to be discussing the good old days. So if that sounds interesting, stick around and join this conversation.
The good old days. Episode 1. Are you excited for the podcast?
I am very excited for the podcast.
I'm very excited for the podcast. Before we talk about the good old days, do you kind of want to discuss what the podcast is for anybody wondering, since this is the first official episode?
Oh, is this actually going in the podcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
Why wouldn't it?
So yeah, I mean, this podcast is basically just going to be two friends who, have done a lot together
friends.
in a couple years. A lot of years.
Yeah. A lot of years.
Yeah.
A little bit of years.
Yeah, family, I mean.
Yeah, cousins.
Yeah. But, so we're going to be talking about random stuff. It's going to be a pretty general podcast, but we're going to have topics to talk about.
Yeah, we're going to probably tell some stories, maybe bring some people on here if they'd like to join. We'll just be talking about a lot of random stuff. We like games, we like random, just things like that. So a lot of things like that will be brought into the actual topics. So there's not really a specific category we fit into. If you guys also have anything you would like us to talk about, you can plug anything that you would like them to submit anything to. Because I think we did make a Twitter, so if you want to suggest any topics or any questions or anything like that.
At N2DEEP Show.
At N2DEEP Show. On Twitter, same as Instagram, I believe.
Yes, sir.
We just went ahead and made those to get them ready for our future. All right, so now that you have that in mind, just send us any topics, any questions you might have, and we'll answer them in episodes. As far as anything else goes, anything else you want to talk about the podcast? It will be weekly as of right now. Were you thinking about any specific day of the week that you want to
I was essentially probably thinking like Wednesday or Monday. That way, like, you can listen to it on your way to work or whatever if you wanted.
Yeah, sounds good.
If you really want to listen,
we'll have a exact date posted later, I guess.
Yeah. if you really want to listen to us on your way to work.
If we get a little crazy, we might have a couple. So you never know.
You never know.
Yeah. All right. Anyways,
so first
good old
topic.
Days. First topic, good old days.
First
summer of 2016. I think the best summer you and I have ever spent together.
Or in just general, honestly.
And just in general, it was a pretty good summer. Something
summer.
about that year was just magical, and I think that goes for a lot of people.
Yeah. That was before a lot of crazy stuff in the world happening. Back when, we're just two gents in school.
Yep. That was... Summer of 2016 was this summer before senior year
for us.
So
well, it was the summer of senior year for me.
Yes. Well, what is that supposed to mean?
I dropped out.
We're gonna add any context. Yeah, he dropped out.
I got my diploma. I got my diploma later in the year, so it's all right.
Yes, he did do that. But summer of 2016 was probably the most memorable time that we've ever had together. We were in school. We weren't in school, actually. It was summer of 2016. But we were still technically in school, so we didn't really have anything going on during the summer besides just hanging out. You know what I mean? So how do you want to go about that? I mean, it was me, Wesley, hanging out. Our friend Dylan was hanging out with us every single day, which was pretty awesome. Hanging out every single day for hours on end.
Basically, whenever I got off work, I joined him, and
me and Dylan would get together probably at like noon, and we would get together. Actually, sometimes earlier than that. He would come over, or I'd go get him, and we'd basically just hang out here all day, or we'd go find something to do in town, or we'd do something until Wesley got off, and then by then we'd all just kind of be hanging out here. Do the usual hangout stuff. You make some pizzas, you make some Kool-Aid, you chill out.
For the pizza thing, I got a quick video for the YouTube section of this episode I'm going to throw in there.
We have a YouTube section of this episode?
Yeah, we're going to make an audio version, I thought, right?
Oh, I mean, if you'd like,
yeah,
sure. No promises on this because we didn't discuss this, but if this happens to come out on YouTube for any reason, there will be a clip inserted. What is the pizza clip?
It's you... cutting the cardboard cutout thing of the cardboard piece that comes under the pizza.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm cutting pizza.
Oh, yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. That was me, you, Dylan, Muhammad, and Matham.
Yeah.
That was when we bought the those big Mike, whatever those Mike pizzas were, or whatever they were called.
Yeah.
We got them out at the store down in the road, you know,
from where we live
in the town nearby. Yeah, we got those really crappy. Probably tasted like cardboard pizzas, but they were super cheap. They were very large pizzas.
So that's why we got them.
Assuming we had, you know, 4 or 5 people with us, you know, it was the easiest thing to do. Is we ended up burning one of them.
Yeah, we did.
We put them both in the oven at the same time, and we put the one on the top rack, which is not a good idea. And that whole pizza ended up getting like charred. I think Dylan ate it though, so
yeah, me and Dylan
him.
Actually ate pieces of that.
Yeah, props to him. I didn't touch any of that
because we scraped some of the burnt crispies off.
But that was you, me, and my other 2 cousins that were there.
That was a fun night. We went swimming.
It was a fun night.
I think.
Later that, yeah. Well, no, we don't. I don't think we ever went swimming with them. What we did do was we went into town that night when we bought the pizzas.
You know, when we in the graveyard.
Yes, we went to town that night to get pizzas from our local grocery store. And we decided to, because my cousins they're originally from Dallas, Texas, but they, are you cool with the whole state thing? Are we cool with saying our state? Okay, so they are originally from Dallas, Texas, but they moved back to West Virginia, which is where we are from. They lived there years ago back when they were, no, actually, I don't think they ever lived here, Wes. They were born, she had them when she lived in Dallas, so they were born in Dallas. She had them when she lived in Maine. But they actually moved back to West Virginia, so they weren't really familiar with our area, especially not our area out in the neck of the woods. But yeah, but the thing with that is they didn't know our area very well, and it's a really small town. And when I say small, you could walk to one end to the other in probably 10 minutes if you're at a good pace. I mean, you're lucky. But with that being said, we went into that town and we were giving them the grand tour. Anybody that wasn't from town had to have the grand tour of the town. And by the grand tour, that means you just pile them into the back of your Kia Rio and you drive them in circles around the town at least 3 times so they can take it all in. Yeah. You take them to the city park where all the crackheads are. You take them, you know, past people's houses that they don't know, but you're like, it's a big deal. Like, our math teacher lives here. This is so-and-so's house, yeah. This is so-and-so's house. And so we took them on the grand tour. And on the way out of town, on the right there's a big graveyard on the side of the hill. It's actually on both sides of the road, but the main part of it is up to the right. And it kind of sits on the side of a hill, and there's a little road that curves. And it was pretty dark outside. It was good. I'd say it was probably like 9 or so o'clock. It wasn't too late, but it was like dark.
Because this was after time change.
Yes, it was summertime. I would say this was probably early summer. I don't think this was very late in the summer. It might have been midsummer.
Oh no, yeah, it was summer. I thought it was like fall.
It was definitely summertime at the time because they were still in school and they were coming up and staying for the weekend.
Yeah.
Because of course one is my age, and the other is probably 4 years younger, maybe. Nathan might be 3 years younger, 3 or 4 years younger. But so we went into the graveyard at night because my cousin Matham is absolutely terrified of everything. And we convinced him that this graveyard, basically almost in the middle of town. It's not in town, but it's like just outside of it that it's basically in town. And we pulled up onto the road and I cut the car engine like the car had just shut off. And we had just spent 20 minutes convincing him while we were taking the tour of town that this graveyard was the most haunted place in the world. And we pulled into the graveyard and I cut the keys on the car and just listened to him scream for probably a couple of minutes before I turned the car back on. But
we smacked the window.
Yeah, we smacked on the windows, but that leads us to another story down the line. I don't want to talk about it just yet, but remember the hammer stuff. We got to talk about that.
Hammer?
The ghost hammer, remember?
No.
Where you were here for that. I know you were here for that. That night, we had already been convincing him that things were haunted. So remember we set up the little trap in the next room?
Moving it.
Yes, we kept moving it, and he was terrified. Yeah. But we'll get to that in a minute. So what happened was he was terrified. But like the selling point for him to believe that this graveyard was actually haunted, other than the fact that he didn't know anything about this graveyard, was the fact that Dylan's dad actually lived up on the hill right beside it. And so Dylan was like this middleman of like, oh, my dad has seen like so many ghosts in this graveyard. Like he was like the convincing point because his dad lived right there.
Yeah, and he could kind of like lie.
Yeah,
and
he could lie about it. I mean, although obviously he wasn't going to talk to Dylan's dad.
Yeah,
obviously he knew that Dylan was being truthful. And I don't know if he likes Dylan to this day because of that.
Yeah, and because he smacked on the glass and...
Oh, he screamed, beat on the glass. He was probably on the edge of peeing himself.
He probably, if we'd have kept going, he probably would have, honestly.
He probably would have peed himself.
Yeah.
Now, do you just want to keep that going? I mean, I can go off to the next... We can kind of talk about what happened after that if you'd like, but... So that way we just have we have more topics to go on to anyway.
Yeah, go ahead and mention it.
What had happened was that night after we got back with the pizzas, we made the pizzas, all this stuff. And like I said, he's really gullible to anything. So we had convinced him, because at the time I lived in my basement. My room was downstairs in my basement, and it was a very creepy basement. But like my room was kind of
very creepy. I'm not gonna lie.
But like my room was like on the normal side of the basement, like the non-creepy side. And the thing with that was we had convinced him that there was this hammer in my basement, which it was like a sledgehammer. It was like brand new.
Yeah.
We convinced him that it had like this ghost to it. But we didn't convince him. What happened was we had set it in the hallway whenever he left, because it was just like somebody just moved it or something. Like there wasn't supposed to be like this ghost story behind it. But he got really creeped out that this hammer was just suddenly in the hallway. I don't know why that scared him. But then we just played along with it, and we convinced him that it was like this. We couldn't see it. That's what it was. We convinced him that we couldn't see it, but he could.
Oh yeah.
And he was so like
he was
mesmerized by the fact
he was
that
like, how?
He was so mesmerized that it kept moving, because like one of us would just like pretend we had to go pee or something, and we would just move it to a different part of the hallway, and then we would freak out when we saw that it moved. Or no, that he would freak out because he saw that it moved. But we didn't know what it was. We didn't know what he was talking about. We thought he was crazy.
Yeah,
it got to the point where like he went upstairs to get something, came back down. It was sitting in my actual bedroom, and we pretended like it wasn't there.
Yeah,
and like he was terrified.
That
by that
was honestly probably the funniest part of the night.
Like it got to the point where like he was like distracted for a little bit, so we set up this rig in the other room where like you shut the door, and when you shut the door, it pulled a string that had like a series of events. So like things would move behind it. And I'm going to say that was the most anticlimactic thing, because he was so scared that he didn't even notice what happened. He was so scared that when the door shut and the string was pulled and everything like domino affected, he missed it all because he was too busy like hiding his face.
Freaking out of everything else,
Yeah, so like, just gullible. Anyways, that was just a random little story that happened. Probably wasn't even that interesting, but it just happened to go with the first story of... The whole
funny when people are
pizza
scared.
thing. The whole pizza thing. Kind of brought them into the story too, so that's interesting. I
didn't have a plan on that, but
I didn't have a plan on that. But yeah, they stayed one weekend. That was probably the only weekend they stayed after Dylan
of that summer. Yeah,
terrified Nathan with his whole life.
So to go along with those random showing of the town, we also went to our other local town and just kind of like rode around in a car blaring Post Malone Go Flex.
That was the song of the summer for us.
That was the song of the summer.
I think we played that song on repeat probably
if
1,000 times
you would have looked at
in one day.
I think it was on Spotify, you listening to it, or wherever, you would have saw like, it probably played like 1,000 times, if not more.
I think at the time, I don't even think I used Spotify at the time. I just like searched it on YouTube and just played it through the aux and repeated it like 100 times.
You listen to like the thing Post Malone Go Flex 10-hour version.
Yes, probably, honestly. But no, every time we got into the pool, we'd listen to that song too. Yeah. Like, no, the thing was, is we would cruise around this town. It's bigger than the one we mentioned before. I don't want to give any names because these places are so small that
you could find us.
Yeah, but
maybe one day.
And I don't like telling the internet where we live.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep it vague. But we would drive around that town, go to the local Walmart. That's where everybody hangs out at the time.
And it was
if you're in high
24/7.
school and you live around here, you just go to Walmart. You hang out in Walmart. You walk around Walmart for like an hour. You look at random things. Half the time you don't even shop. You just walk.
Remember that time we were in Walmart and we got followed by the security people because they thought we were stealing?
Yeah,
that was in the bathroom.
Yeah,
it was. Wasn't Scott there too?
Yes, it was Scott, Ted, Ross. It was the whole gang. It was Scott, Ted, Ross.
And I don't think Dylan was there.
Me, you, and Dylan or Luke. It was one or the other.
Yeah.
But we went into Walmart, and like we all had like come to, like, we were doing something before that. I don't remember what we were doing. We went up to we went up to that one place. And, that's where we went to this place to hang out and just taking the night view.
Yeah,
we were coming back, and like once
the place we were at was a big hill that overlooked the entire town.
I'd say it's a mountain. That's not really a hill.
I said a hill,
but I'd say it's a mountain.
It's a tall hill.
It's a tall, sure, yeah.
It's a tall hill.
But like it overlooks the town, and it's a night. It's nice. But
a night.
It's usually where everybody hangs out, but because nobody else can go anywhere. But after that, we decided we were going to go to Walmart because that's the next place everybody hangs out when they don't hang out there. So we went to Walmart. And we all had to go to the bathroom at the same time because we just had to go to the bathroom. We've been hanging out. We were doing whatever.
For multiple hours, we were drinking.
So, yeah, we had to go to the bathroom.
Non-alcohol.
So we went into Walmart. We all went to the bathroom at the same time. But when we came out, there was a worker there. And Walmart employees.
Where we live, especially.
Yeah, where we live especially. I think everybody's like out to get the company. So we all came out of the bathroom at the same time because we went in together, and they just
we were laughing and stuff. So.
Yeah, we were laughing. So like they just assumed we were up to no good. So what happened is the Walmart 100 employees, whatever they call them, decided they wanted to follow us around and like act like they weren't watching us, but it was so obvious that they were following us.
We went to like
that
we just
kind of turned it into a game at that point, like.
Like we went
down
I don't even
one
know
aisle.
We were
actually.
we went down one aisle. Noticed. It was me or someone else that noticed, or maybe both of us. We like pointed
I
out.
think I had told you. No, that's what it was. I had whispered to Scott. I was like, "They're watching us."
Yeah.
Like we didn't do anything, but they're watching us because we came out of the bathroom.
And then we just kept like going down different aisls and doing stuff. Like we were looking.
Yeah. At that point, we started splitting up. We were
looking suspicious at this point.
At this point, we made it our goal to look suspicious because like what happens is they're like, "Hey, you guys are doing suspicious stuff. You're in trouble." No, you're not. No, we're not. We didn't do anything. So what's going to happen is, oh, hey, you want to do these false allegations towards us? Maybe you're in trouble. How about that? So our goal was to just split up and just try to make it look suspicious on a wider plane.
We split up in two-person groups, and there's like, what, 6 or 7 of us?
There's like 6 of us, yeah. So we split up in 2-people groups, and we all went our own directions. And I think their like heads exploded. They didn't know what to do.
Yeah, they were like, how do we keep track?
I think they quit following us because it was at one point we had all split up, and then when we met back up is when we happened to run into them again.
Yeah, exactly.
But like they were 100% following us, and I can say that because you know how the Walmart has the middle aisles before you go down to each individual aisle. Well, they would stand behind like the chip display and just like stare at us, and then we'd go to a different aisle and they'd be behind like a different chip display, like staring at us.
Cookies and
like,
cream
it's
chips.
We know you're watching. Like you guys are like the worst employees.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is that those employees are supposed to be like they're supposed to dress in like civilian outfits, so like they're supposed to look normal. But they were talking to regular Walmart employees the whole time.
Yeah.
So it was like we know you work here.
It's like not a normal person is not going to stand there and talk to a Walmart employee unless you know someone, but they were talking to
around with each other.
Every Walmart employee. But the whole reason we were laughing when we came out of that bathroom is because they're I forget what it was. I was in like a stall and everybody else beside me.
Somebody just did something stupid in the bathroom. You know what guys do.
Somebody else was in the urinals, so I went to the stall, and Scott came in the stall beside me right after me. And someone said something, and I laughed, and I kind of like jerked sideways and peed a little bit on the floor. And Scott saw it, and he was like, "Wesley, did you just pee on the floor?" I was like,
"That sounds a little bit right."
I was like,
"Granted, this particular story was probably like 2 years ago."
Yeah, this wasn't.
Yeah, this one was recent.
Yeah,
it just kind of this. But yeah, the Walmart employees weren't very fond of us all being in there together. They were discriminating against us.
It's like if you go in with more than 3 people, you're stealing. Pretty much.
Yeah, obviously, if you're in a group of people, you're just up to no good.
Yeah,
apparently.
Hooligans.
So, thanks, Walmart.
Yeah. Back to the summer.
Yeah, but other than that, what would happen is
16.
Yeah, summer of 16. Well, when we go to that surrounding town, we would kind of just If we didn't have Walmart and we didn't have whatever, we would just, something I never really thought about is as much as we hung out and like got food, we didn't really go to McDonald's that much together, and that's like the cheapest place we could have gone.
Yeah, no, we always went to like
we
the
never
expensive
really went to
restaurants.
McDonald's together. We would either go like somewhere really expensive, which wouldn't make sense for us to do, or we would always just get like pizza from like Pizza Hut or something.
Yeah, which was like $20 for large.
There has been a couple times where we got Pizza Hut, but we also did split money at the time too, so that kind of helped.
Yeah.
But we would get Pizza Hut and we'd drive down there to the river, and we'd sit beside the river and
can't say the name of that place because
we'd sit beside the river and we'd eat pizza out of like the bed of like
your truck.
I think I had a truck. I don't think I had a truck at the time.
Yeah, you did.
Let me tell you why. Well, the reason I don't feel like I did is because that summer we hung out, I had that Kia. That's the reason why.
No, it wasn't. You had
the
you
but
used that.
I remember vaguely they were in the Kia when that happened.
No,
I remember being
that night you did use the Kia because every other time that summer we used that Chevy Silverado.
The Chevy Silverado
that had the big rust in the back.
But it didn't have a lot.
No, like in the back tailgate there was like a big hole.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
Yeah, that's how I remember it.
Yeah, but I do remember the majority of the summer was in the Kia too, though.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of like the year that I transitioned to the truck. Because like I had the Kia for a little bit, and then I switched to the truck for a while, and then I went back to the Kia.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I feel like halfway through that summer, we switched to the Rio. Maybe.
Yeah, because I know we did do stuff in the Rio, but we also did stuff in the truck because I remember I always sat in the back and like sat in the middle and caused havoc when we were running down the road.
Yeah, you would reach forward and lay on my horn and scream out the windows. And you're a hard one to contain.
What did I yell at? Did I just yell yeehaw out the window?
I feel like you did majority of the time, but that's the birthplace. Trucker West.
Yeah, Trucker West.
Summer of 2016 is the birthplace of the infamous Trucker West nickname.
Yeah, that was a.
I took that picture of you in the Walmart parking lot of you in your flannel with your trucker hat on,
my
and
blue
your
jeans,
Bernie Sanders Feel the Burn shirt
underneath the flannel, the blue jeans and the boots.
Your blue jeans covered in your like muck from that job you were working at the time.
Yeah.
And I took the picture of you outside of Walmart doing this gesture. You know the gesture.
We can put that up
West picture
on the screen maybe. Yeah. We also have what is it like 3 or 4 different more variants of that?
Trucker West 3. We got up to 3.
No, I think 4.
The second Trucker West was the one in Walmart
with the WWE Championship belt.
No, the third one was the WWE Champion belt. Okay. The second one was when you were in Walmart.
Oh yeah. I just got off.
You had you put a new hat on that you were thinking about buying. I don't know if you actually did or not. No. But you were kind of bent over and you had you pretend you had like a dip in your mouth.
Yeah. And then the third one was the
WWE belt when we were hanging out in the basement one night.
And then the fourth one was in Walmart with the belt. There was 4 of them. Because I was in Walmart with the championship belt with my trucker hat.
We were in above
No, below.
Yeah.
No, it was down the river.
No.
No, it was Mary.
It was up. It was Mary. No, I swear it wasn't.
No, yes, it was.
Okay.
Because we hardly ever went up there.
Yeah. All right.
Because we went to the place in that city to smoke stuff.
Oh, yeah, the hookah shop.
The hookah bar.
Yeah. Yeah, we did go to the hookah bar.
That's where the Trucker West 4 came from.
No, the Trucker West lore originally came from the Walmart.
Yeah, in our local town. Yeah.
But,
So, also with Walmart is Pokemon Go. We always went to the Walmart parking lot and hunted Pokemon Go that summer.
I think... Did Dylan get into that as much as we did?
Yeah, Dylan was like a big... he was...
Because I was addicted to that game for 2 months.
Yeah, Dylan and you were into it. And then I was just kind of how the heck do you...
I feel like the majority of the time Dylan and I spent together during the day, whenever you were at work, was we would either go geocaching, we would go hiking, or we would... Okay, listen, hold on. What Dylan and I would do when you were at work is we would either go geocaching just because he decided it was a cool idea. It was a new thing at the time, I'm pretty sure, to us. We would either do that, we would go hiking somewhere random. We would either do that, hang out at his dad's house in the basement and play video games, or watch movies or something. Or we would, what was the original? I can't think of something else.
No.
Or we would do that. Pokemon Go. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah.
Levi,
that's the
actually,
majority of the things we do.
I just looked it up. The I'm cutting pizza thing was in November of 16.
November. Okay, so that was after a lot of the stuff that we're talking about happened.
That was when, because that was
when we spooked them.
Yeah, because it was November 8th, and that was the night of Five Nights at Freddy's.
I don't remember them ever really coming over for, like, to hang out unless it was summertime, so that's a little odd to me.
Yeah, that was when it was.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's just a little odd to me, but it makes sense.
So back to our original topic of that. Yeah, we played Pokemon Go in, like, Walmart parking lot. That was, like, a big, like, thing that summer.
Pokemon Go, like, everywhere.
That was...
I feel like we made a lot of random trips
we went up to that
random roads.
We went to that graveyard right there above McDonald's. Yeah, I remember that. And that was was that?
Remember that?
Was that the summer of 16 or was that the summer of 17? We went to the park with the Ouija board.
With the Ouija board, we went in 17.
Yeah, it was like a year later because you.
Yes. Yeah.
But I'll never forget that. I had nightmares after we played with that Ouija board.
Bro.
For like
we'll have a
2
totally
weeks.
different episode for that. That's a totally different episode for that.
And one of the following episodes, we will talk about our experience with a Ouija board. So if you want, to hear that story, stick around and subscribe.
I have a couple more than you did, because I had used it previously with Thou Shall Not Be Named. Previously, before you and I took it, it was like that day.
Yeah, earlier that day. Yeah, because we went that night at the park.
And I can kind of talk about what happened there.
I have video of that night at that park. You have the
video of it.
I gotta look through it.
I'm not giving names when we tell that story. So that's the one. That's one of them I'm gonna kind of keep to myself.
Yeah, but I will
tell you what my experience was
for the YouTube part of this. If you guys want to see the video of that, you can go to the YouTube channel. And there's like video of like the lights flickering and stuff when we ask questions.
Yeah, because it didn't happen until we brought that.
Yeah, because he was like, we were like argue like
because I'm pretty sure they stopped flickering.
No, let's skip it. We gotta wait till the episode to talk about this.
Yeah, we gotta wait. We can't talk about it right now. That's just a little sneak peek for you.
In the episode, we talk about the Ouija board. There will be video.
The Ouija board.
So stick around for that if you're interested.
If we can find the video. You still have me a picture from New York. Oh, we have lots of topics to talk about here.
Yeah.
We're not in this episode. We're just talking about the good old days, but we got New York trips. We got a lot of stuff you and I have done together.
We have a lot of
We can talk about our first experience going to New York. We
can talk. Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
That was
a lot going on.
If you guys want to hear the New York trip, stick around for that also. That's a very interesting story and funny.
Yeah, we had a rough time.
Yeah, that was in 17.
That was in 17, yes.
Yeah. So one of the next episodes we'll talk about that. It was honestly like I think that it was
the worst,
it was
but
fun.
Best
it was the best. Yeah, I will. We got
two experiences with that we can talk about. So
yeah, the second one
Second one was a little bit better just because of the situation in which you will learn later.
Yeah.
So.
But all right, so let's talk about the Five Nights at Freddy's.
Five Nights at Freddy's was on the rise. I think it was Five Nights at Freddy's
4.
3. It was 3.
Was it 3? Oh yeah, because 4 came out later that year. Yeah.
I think it was 3. Can we fact check this real quick?
Yeah, Five Nights at Freddy's. I'll look it up real quick. But we were playing Five Nights at Freddy's.
Hold on. Let's get the name. Let's get the number out first. I think 3 was the
I think it was
game.
2 because I have it on my.
Five Nights at Freddy's 3 came out in 2015, so it could potentially be 4, but I thought it was 3. So
no, it was 3.
Okay, yeah, it was. Well, 4 says it came out in 15 too. So why does that say 15?
4 was the weird one, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think it was 3.
It was
either 3 or 4. Just keep that in mind. It was 3 or 4. Oh,
it was 3. I remember it. It's like the Office one with the.
Yeah, it wasn't.
You were
in
like that
so
Office.
It wasn't like it wasn't a weird one. Okay, so Five Nights at Freddy's 3 was one.
I'll tell you what.
Night.
I don't like horror games, horror movies, anything like that. I don't watch them. I don't play them.
I like horror movies. I like watching other people play horror games. I don't have the cojones myself to play a horror game.
Yeah.
But I have had my fair share of Resident Evil 7, which was terrifying. But anyways,
so
we played Five Nights at Freddy's 3. We had
back up.
Back up. Okay.
I think I just got off work or something, and I was coming over to play, and we were going to do a lot of stuff that night, and
yeah.
Because
side note for a second, we have a topic to add to this video, so keep talking and I'll type it.
A topic. Oh yeah.
Yeah, just keep talking.
All right, so I was coming over to play Five Nights at Freddy's at Levi's house. Dylan was going to be there. Yeah, that's a good topic. All right. Sorry, he just sent me a chat But I was coming over to play Five Nights at Freddy's because I just got off work and we were going to have some fun.
That was the plan. Like that, we had planned it like a week ahead of time.
Yeah.
We downloaded it, we got it ready.
Because they knew I was going to get off work at this certain time and I could drive over.
With face cam. We were going to do a face cam too.
Yeah,
reaction.
this is we have video of this stuff on my Snapchat, so I'll get it out and put it on the video format.
I have the original video.
Yeah, he has it on the original video on a camcorder.
Now, granted, this wasn't a screen recording. It wasn't like we weren't recording the game. We just wanted to watch our reactions. So we did use this really old camcorder that I just had stowed away in my closet.
It made it more interesting because it was like
it made it more interesting because it gave it like a really old quality vibe. So yeah, that footage is recorded on an old camcorder.
So it will try to be in the video format of this episode. But
yes.
So we were recording it and we were recording the game also, weren't we?
No, just face cam.
Okay, so we were just recording our reactions. Oh, no,
and even if we did record that, even if we did record the game, we didn't have the recording anymore because that was on my old PC.
No, back up. I wasn't explaining about the recording. I was explaining about when I came into the house.
Yeah. Go back to where you were.
All right, so I had pulled in the driveway and I was texting Levi on Snapchat. I was like, "Hey, yo, I'm here," because he has to unlock the door and everything. Because it was like 8 or 9 at night whenever
it was pretty dark.
It was dark because it was after. No, it was right before or after, so it was getting dark out at like 6 or 7. But I pulled in, I was texting him, he wasn't answering, and then finally he said, "Hey, just come in" or something, or maybe you didn't even reply.
No, because you were bringing your computer that night, so you wanted me to come out and help you carry it in.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I brought everything, my lights and everything.
Yeah.
So he didn't reply, so I just kind of went in, and they were standing behind his truck that was in the driveway and another car. I forget what it was, but it was
probably the Pontiac GT my mom had.
Yeah, so
Pontiac G6. Sorry,
they were hiding behind those cars, and as I walked up, Dylan had on a Five Nights at Freddy's, the Freddy mask, like the full helmet.
It wasn't specifically based off that game, but it was a mask that kind of like, it was like a bear face. And whenever you opened the mouth, like the eyes like did this weird thing and like the teeth came out. Yeah.
So Dylan, being the smart guy, jumped out and scared the ever-living crap out of me. And I legit punched him as hard as I could in the chest.
I have a recording of that somewhere too.
He laid on the ground for like 5 minutes trying to catch his breath.
Yeah. That was our big plan, was to scare you, because I had told you that Dylan hadn't come yet.
Yeah. And I was believing it was just you there.
I told him that we were going to get you set up before we went and got him or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And his plan was to scare. I do have another recording of this. Like, I feel like every stupid little prank we did was
it was recorded.
I feel like everything we did was recorded on this old Sony, like, mom dad style,
like back in like the 80s, what you would get for like that would be considered high quality.
I'd say this is like an early 2000s Sony recorder.
Yeah,
but like,
it was like a handy cam.
Even then, it was like, that's kind of something you'd expect to see from like an early 2000s family vacation.
Yeah,
video.
that's exactly what
that quality.
That's exactly what the quality.
But it's also
was.
Dark outside, and it doesn't have a very good night vision quality.
Yeah.
So like, it's just like a really black and white video of like him punching him.
Yeah, which it was funny at the time, but it scared me pretty badly.
Yeah, it was pretty great. I wanted to make sure that I carried the computer inside before any jump scares happened, so that was safe.
Yeah, I didn't even have the computer in my hands before that happened.
I had it in mine. You had me carry it in.
No, because you both jumped out.
Yeah, because in the video, I came to your car to help you, and I took your computer inside.
No, but I got scared before we took anything in.
Yeah, because Dylan jumped out and scared you. I walked by, he saw me come by, and then he jumped at you.
Yeah.
We had the camera set up already.
Yeah, okay.
I didn't scare you. He scared you because I was coming to help you.
I thought you were recording. I guess you did have the camera set up.
No, I had the camera propped up on like a garbage can or something.
Yeah, okay, I remember that now.
Because it was under my porch there.
But to get on with later that night, we played Five Nights at Freddy's, and took turns. I think Dylan went first because he was the man of the group. Then you went second.
No, I went last because this incident happened last.
It was Dylan. It was
either you then Dylan or Dylan.
It was Dylan then me. Yeah, because you went last.
Yes. And Dylan had never played it before,
and he wanted to play it to get a hang of it beforehand. And so Levi went up, and granted, I was sitting, like kind of the front of my body was like right in line with his shoulders, and Dylan was on the right side of him.
We were in the same position. Like we had a small desk, and I had one computer screen at the time. Yeah. I think. I don't think I had two at the time.
No, it was my computer.
So like. Was it?
Yeah, it was my computer because I brought my computer.
It might have been your computer.
Because we stayed that night, remember?
Yes.
And I had to get up early the next morning and take it all down.
Yeah.
But we were playing this game, and Levi went up next. And we were all scrunched up together so we could all get an experience at it. And we could all get jump scared with the
Yeah, but like I'm saying, I think we only had one monitor that night specifically.
Yeah, we did.
You only brought one with you. Yeah. So like you could see how much we had space with each other. We were shoulder to shoulder, small desk.
Yeah.
You know, chairs that didn't really fit beside each other.
We were very scrunched up. And Levi did something, and it jumped out and scared us.
Well, the original happening, the story was whenever I was playing.
Yeah, Levi was playing this, and it jumped out and scared him. But it also scared me. And so I threw my arms up, my elbows and everything, and my right hand went over.
Right hooked me.
Went over and hooked him in his jaw. You can see it on the recording.
Slow motion. You can watch my face just jiggle.
Yeah.
He's straight. Like, okay, hold on. Let's take this back for a second. Because I remember in the video, if I'm thinking of it correctly, you didn't throw both arms. You threw the punch arm.
No, I threw both arms.
You straight armed me. Like, because you were sitting to the left of me. And I was the one playing. And I was already terrified of what was happening, and then you just right armed me.
Yeah.
You right handed me right into my jaw, and like it shocked me. I was in shock. I think I was more shocked at the punch than the actual jump scare.
Yeah. We legit laughed about this for I don't know, probably like 20 minutes. We sat there and watched it.
Because we wanted to like watch it like right away because we wanted to watch it in slow motion, and then we just kept playing it back in like slow motion.
Yeah, we threw it in Sony Vegas and slowed it down.
We wanted to watch the punches fly. Like
that was slowly. So good. I have he has the original, but I'm not sure if you can find it easily. So
I think it might be on the camcorder. I'm not gonna pull it out right now, but I think it's on there.
I have it on Snapchat of the Sony Vegas recording, but it's still just as funny.
Speaking of Snapchat videos, this man right here loves some Taylor Swift.
I do.
He does.
This happened in the summer of 2016 also.
This happened in the summer of 2016 also.
Oh, we got to talk about that topic too.
Yeah, Wesley is. We had this thing, Wes and I, where we like to just sing the same Taylor Swift songs over and over again. At the time, because at the time we were making CSGO funny moment videos together and posting them on YouTube, and like that was like our thing. We just kind of that was why we started hanging out. Really, was because of the
CSGO
gaming together and all that stuff. But we had been playing were we playing the song or were you just singing it? I think you were just singing it. No, we were listening to it.
Yeah, we were listening to it.
We were listening to, because Taylor Swift, We Are Never Getting Back Together, because
it just came out like the year prior. And I love Tay-Tay also. Tay-Tay's good.
But Wesley really gets into that song. So Dylan and I were like, we had our phones out, we were recording on Snapchat, and then the unspeakable happens. Wesley is singing the song loudly. He's got a cowboy hat on, the iconic Bernie Sanders shirt.
No, I had a hoodie on, didn't I, at the time?
No.
It was just the Bernie shirt.
Cowboy hat, Bernie shirt, blue jeans.
Yeah.
And he's singing, having a good time. He's holding his hat down, getting into it. And then he goes, "We are never," and sits down so hard on my bed in the video I took. You can hear a big crunch. He broke the middle of my bed. Because the funniest thing happens, if we can insert the video, we definitely will.
Yeah.
He's singing the song, "We are never," and as soon as it goes up, he sits down. Here's this loud crunch, and he goes, He opens his mouth with like straight like,
I'm like
shock.
shell
Like,
shocked.
oh.
I'm shell shocked that
Like,
this happened.
Like he non-flashback. Like he sat down, cracked the bed, and just stared at my camera. Like with the shocked, like, oh my god,
what just
face.
happened?
Like, what did I just do?
Yeah.
And I think we're never going to get over that.
No.
Luckily, my bed was fine, but that was the funniest
we
thing
did get
ever
back
happened.
together after that, so it was all good.
We did get back together after that because I was too busy dying laughing at what just happened. Yeah. I wonder if Dylan has his point of view of that video, because I know he was taking Snapchat videos too, but I don't know if he actually showed us a video.
I don't think he did. I don't think he was recording at that time, because I think he was mad that he didn't record it.
Yeah, we probably won't be able to really leave the audio in if we put it on YouTube.
As long as we keep it below like 20 seconds, which the video is like 10. So
in case the audio is not there, it is Taylor Swift's "We're Never Getting Back Together."
Yeah.
In case you're curious,
we can reenact the audio. Huh?
Yeah, that's funny.
But also, this was the same night, right? The Omegle thing?
No. Now, the reason I say that is because actually, let me think for a second.
It was somewhere around that time because...
Yes. It could have been. I don't think it was that night. And let me tell you, no, it wasn't that night. And the reason why it wasn't that night is because I move my bedroom around a lot because I'm like OCD and I need to like move stuff constantly. The reason I know it wasn't is because my TV was up against that wall right there.
Yeah.
The one, you know, I had that TV stand and the TV sat on top of it. It was on the wall where the door was. And in that video of you singing, the dresser was there.
Yeah.
The TV was not there. So this was a completely different night, but the same summer. And I know I had to think about it for a second because like I had to think of when Dylan had that costume that he bought. But that was actually from the year prior because I remember the whole Whitmer thing happened junior year. So he had the Deadpool costume already for that summer. So yes, that was that summer. I thought it was the summer after, but then I thought about it and I didn't have him for that specific class the next year because that was only like a junior thing. So yes.
But we got on Omegle. And we were trying to have some fun.
Yeah.
Keyword trying. But
we also got to think. Dylan was dressed as Deadpool head to toe.
Yes.
Wesley was dressed
as John Cena
normally.
pretty much.
I mean, he had striped shorts on.
I had the Bernie shirt on, didn't I?
The Bernie shirt, striped shorts.
I wore the Bernie shirt every time we hung out, by the way.
Yeah, you wore that was like the iconic shirt.
I had
Wesley had Feel the Burn. Had the Feel the Burn on it. But, and I had on just like, I don't even remember. I don't even was wearing anything like, crazy. I was just wearing like
a hoodie and a hat.
No, I wasn't even wearing a hoodie. I was wearing like a t-shirt, shorts, and then like a hat.
But like a baseball cap that he had.
Yeah, but you also had a WWE championship belt, like the spinning one with the
John
W in
it.
Yes.
But he had a hat on, and he had his hair cut really short that summer. Like
I don't think my hair was cut really short. I had it cut short on the sides. So whenever whenever the top of my head hair was in my hat, it looked like I was bald.
Yeah, he had like the carrot top thing going on.
Yeah, I had my sides like shaved, and then the top I had, you know, the classic look.
Yeah. So he had the hat on. Looks like he had no hair. And you're also really skinny, as you will see from the many videos we're posting.
I'm very skinny.
But someone, we were going through, we were having fun with some people, and the random like guy naked was there that we saw.
Of course, well, you can't get past that.
Yeah.
We need to do a Omegle again in the future.
We need
I think it's funny.
We should do it for an episode of this show.
Maybe
we can't show some stuff.
Yeah.
But he came across this one person. No, it was two people actually, wasn't it?
No, it was one girl sitting by herself. It was like this Asian girl that was sitting on her bed.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. It was.
I remember her face. Trust me, I'm never going to forget this moment.
Yeah.
I remember what she
looked
like.
So we were sitting in chairs in front of a webcam that was hooked up to.
We had the webcam hooked up to my computer, which was plugged into my
big TV,
flat screen TV.
So it was big. And we were all just sitting there, and we were able to skip it. We had the laptop right in front of us, so we could skip it or whatever.
We had the keyboard right on the table in front of us because that's where we put the blue snowball that I had.
Yeah.
We put that.
And so we were all just chilling, and this one girl came up, and changed our lives forever.
Yeah, definitely changed mine. I'm still not recovered.
She was talking to us and she said, "Why is there Spider-Man, a fat John Cena, and a cancer patient on my Omegle?" And that wrecked us all three.
That really hurt.
For different reasons.
Well, Dylan didn't get the hurt like the rest of us because he wasn't showing us face when we were actually talking.
But
she called him Spider-Man, Wesley Fat John Cena, and she called me a cancer patient because I looked like I had no hair.
Because we're three different body types. I am overweight. Levi is super skinny.
I'm underweight.
And Dylan is like normal.
Dylan's got some chunk, but he was hidden under a
Deadpool costume. Which was evidently Spider-Man to her.
Which was evidently Spider-Man, yeah. So
that hurt for a good while.
That hurt to this day.
Yeah, I still cry a little bit over it.
I lost weight, so
yeah, he actually did lose weight. Different reason for then most people lose weight, but you gave me like a weird look.
Yeah,
if you guys don't know,
I don't know what your reasoning was behind that, but I don't want to talk about like those issues.
We're on Discord and we have our webcam so we can see each other.
Yeah, we have our webcams on Discord.
And when
so
I
we
said
can
that, he gave me like the what, like the weird like.
I was a little confused for a minute,
but he got what I meant. So
yeah, but we probably sat on Omegle for hours that night before that happened.
And then we immediately got off.
I don't know if we continued after that. I think we clicked the good old red X in the corner and called it a night. But I don't know if we actually... I don't really know what our thought process was going into that. Like, did we think we were going to be cool?
I think we did. I think we were going to be like... We're going to be like one of those groups that get on Omegle and like make everybody laugh and have fun. And then we were just like the fat John Cena cancer patient.
I don't even remember what we made our...
We put in like random topics too.
Yeah, I don't remember what the topic was. That's why I was curious.
I think we put in like YouTube and stuff like that, and like gaming, and then like something random, and we found her.
I don't even remember what we put. I don't even know if we used. I think we just did random. Like I don't think we did any topics. I think we just searched.
Yeah, I think we did too because we were having trouble finding people with certain topics.
Yeah, we were having issues, or people didn't want to talk. People just wanted to wank it on screen. So we couldn't really. Pretty much. We couldn't really talk to anybody that was there. And even then, people would just skip you because they didn't want to talk to you.
Yeah, because we were a fat John Cena cancer.
There's a lot of dudes. A lot of those dudes were on there. Like you could tell they were like
trying to get.
They were
girls.
sitting there like they were gonna. Yeah, you could tell they were like there for like one reason. Like they were like the cocky dudes. They were like sitting back, like vaping or something. Yeah. That thought they were gonna like
this was pull in
every single girl that got in there. Yeah. But we were just fat Spider-Man or fat John Cena Spider-Man and cancer patient.
I want to be fat Spider-Man now. That'd be kind of funny.
Nah, you're fat John Cena, man. You had the belt and everything.
Yeah. Do you still have the belt?
Yeah.
We should reenact it one day.
We could reenact it. I wonder if Dylan could still fit in his Deadpool costume.
I think he's gained a little weight since then.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I don't know. Maybe he can. We can find out. We can redo that.
Yeah, it was only like 4 years ago.
That can be his guest star episode.
Yeah,
is fat. We can do the Spider-Man fat John Cena cancer patient revival. And I have all my hair shaved now, so I mean.
Well, you should shave the rest of your hair off the side.
Yeah,
not off the side. You should just buzz it off.
I'm due for a haircut.
I am too, honestly. If you can see it,
I can do it. But I'm down for a haircut.
We should cut each other's hair for an episode.
We should not.
Why?
Because I only trust two people with my hair.
Who's that?
And that is myself, and that is Lindsay.
Oh yeah.
So I don't trust anybody else. Shout out to Lindsay.
She's giving us support for this.
Yeah, she's giving us support. Probably the only listener on our first episode.
Yeah, honestly, probably.
So thanks, if she even does. Thank you for that. If you made it this far, thank you even more.
Use hashtag. I don't know why you didn't make it this far. Use hashtag. Go.
Hey, don't use a hashtag.
Go N2DEEP.
Yeah, we're not making that a hashtag.
N2DEEP family.
No, you don't have to use a hashtag, but text me and ask me a question for next podcast. Yeah. Thank you. Anything else from swimming? We haven't talked about the swimming. We did a lot of swimming that summer.
Yeah, that summer was it was very hot that summer.
We did night swimming like every single day.
Yeah.
I don't think we ever swam during the day.
I don't think
night
we did
swam like
either
every single
because we
evening.
waited till it got cool.
Like, before we got to the actual hangout, we would just night swim, and then we would hang out again after that in the basement.
Yeah.
Because we would night swim, then we'd make pizza, and then we'd hang out.
We'd also.
I think the majority of that summer was spent.
We'd also cook out.
Yeah. I think the majority of that summer was spent with microwave pizzas.
And honestly,
but we did have a lot of fires where we just grilled hot dogs.
Yeah. Oh, that?
You busted the chair.
Was that the same summer?
Yes. Okay, yes, same summer.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. How did we forget about that?
No. Yeah. Do you want to talk about that, or do you want my point of view?
I guess I can go ahead and just tell it, I guess.
Go ahead, and then I'll give you mine.
All right. So, you can just fill in the details where I forget.
Yeah, of course.
So, it was like middle of the summer. It was pretty warm out.
It was like midday, too.
Yeah, it was midday also.
This was like before the night swim.
Yeah, so we got together before to play games, and we were going to go swim that night. So, we got there, it was probably like 2 or 3 maybe, because it was still pretty daylight and pretty hot out. And so, there was like this little patio by his... Outback, or I guess
like
Outback.
a little tiny concrete pad.
It had like a building.
It had like a little building on
it, yeah.
Little shed, garage, whatever you want to call it.
So there was like a little grill there, and we had this like plastic chair, like the typical plastic.
Well, it wasn't even a grill; it was a fire pit.
Yeah, it was a fire pit. Well, same thing, grill, fire pit thing.
Yeah.
And it had those classic plastic chairs that have like the rounded backs on them.
Yep.
And
No. This one was it was a rectangular one, but it was like made from the same material almost. It was like kind of made to like look more durable than it is.
But it wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, obviously from our story previous to this, John Cena didn't make it very far.
Yeah, I didn't. But we were grilling our dogs. We had these like really bad hot dog sticks that you found or something.
Oh, absolutely terrible. And I think I still have them. I
had 2 phones at that time, remember? Because I was transitioning, I was trying to find which one I liked better.
Yep.
And so I had 2 phones. I had one on my lap, kind of like under my stomach because I'm fat and I can do that. Perk of being fat.
Okay, yeah. Extra pockets.
Yeah.
Respect that.
And then I had another phone on like a little metal like table thing behind me. And I placed it down before I sat down so I didn't have to lean back. Well... Yes, I went to lean back while I was grilling my dog over the flame.
Grilling the dog over the flame.
And I leaned back to grab that phone, and that back leg snapped out of nowhere.
From my point of view, it sounded like a gunshot went off. It sounded like the gun. It sounded like the shot that started the Civil War.
Yeah, it was loud.
I thought I had to like duck, and we don't even live in a dangerous area.
No.
I thought I was getting shot at. It was the loudest pop noise I've ever heard, and a single back leg of the chair and the whole back like support had busted out of this chair. So when I tell you, after I got done tripping over the fact that I probably just got shot at, all I saw was Wesley like balancing himself like a board on what's left of the chair. Like it had 3 legs, the whole back busted out and a whole leg shot out, but he was like kind of planking on it, like backwards. Like he was laying backwards, like yelling for help because he couldn't get up.
Because I fell down a hill, like my back and head were facing like down a little tiny hill.
Yeah, but it was enough to just balance you.
Yeah, so it was like an incline. And I couldn't like roll out because there was a table beside me and there was more chairs to the right of me, so I was like stuck in between it.
And it sounded like a freaking
that hurt so bad because that piece flew up and stuck me in the back. So I remember I had that big old mark on my back.
Your whole back support just went out.
Yeah, but that piece went in like...
Granted, I think the chair was already cracked when you sat down. You just did it anyway.
Yeah, and it was really old. Those chairs have been there for years.
Those chairs were really old.
Yeah.
I don't think we have them anymore.
You shouldn't. You should have thrown them away.
News for you. News for you.
You also don't have your pool because we broke it.
We did break that.
Don't you say me. They made it a gimmick of the year.
I'm pretty sure Dylan and I convinced you that you ruined Summer of 17 by ruining the pool.
No, you didn't convince me. You just guys kept saying, I'm like, we were all three a part of it, and we all three caused it. It was not just me.
But that brought the best game we have ever made in the pool. Remember the raft fights we did?
That was so fun, dude.
So let me explain the premise of this game we had made. It's not even a game. What we would do is we had these really massive size, like animal style floaty. At least we had one. It was like a big rubber duck.
It was two though. We had two.
But it was large enough for like a decent sized person to sit on it. Like me, you, and Dylan could probably all sit on it at the same time. It was spacious enough.
If it would have helped.
But we also had one that wasn't as big, but it was like around the same size.
Like a medium-sized person could have sat on it.
The goal of it was there was really no rules. You would just, two of us would be in the pool together, and we would just try to beat the living hell out of each other and try to pull the other one off of their raft. Was the goal of the game.
Yeah.
You could do anything you wanted. You could pull. I don't think we really punched each other, but it did get pretty violent sometimes.
It did, honestly.
The whole, it was kind of like a game of chicken, but without another person under you.
Yeah.
We just had rafts, and like we had the disposal of any pool toys that was in the pool, like noodles. We had extra rafts. We had anything that you could possibly think of to rip each other out of the pool. And I'm talking like this was like a 22-footer pool. This was a big pool.
Yeah, it was huge.
And we just would beat the hell out of each other for hours on end. Like I still have that picture somewhere of Dylan like sitting like all like majestically on top of that swan.
I have it too.
Somewhere I have it. I took a majestic picture of him on like a swan.
Yeah.
And he's just like, he's got his arms on his side. He's like staring out.
If he says it's okay, we might try and put it in the video.
If I can find it. I don't know where mine is, but I think I have it somewhere.
Yeah.
It might be on my, where I keep my old pictures. So I definitely have it. I know I definitely have it. But
no, we went around in circles, remember?
Yeah, we made the whirlpool.
Yeah,
and then we
were making whirlpools in the pool, so we all three spaced out on a different side and walked circles around the entire pool.
Yeah.
And it made such a strong current, and we tried turning around and walking the other way.
Yeah. It would just wipe you off your feet.
It would wash you off your feet. It was so strong.
Because I swear we made the circles for like 30 minutes before we stopped.
We did, because we were getting sick from going in circles.
Yeah, yeah. And then it literally knocked the pool off of like the...
one block on the corner.
Off of the blocks it was sitting on, yeah.
And it like broke the thing.
The way we had it set up is like we had like sand under it to like smooth it out. And then we had to put cinder blocks around it to kind of keep the legs supported. But it
was only on that corner because that corner was kind of like 3 or 4 inches. But it knocked
one of the legs off to the point where like if we would have kept doing it, it would have like completely just knocked the whole thing in.
It probably would have made it collapse.
So we had to be gentle for days following.
Yeah, and the rest of that summer, it was like a month after that. We didn't really use it that much afterwards.
Because
that was pretty much like the last time we ever.
Me and Dylan got those matching swimming shorts.
Yeah,
remember? The night Trucker West was made was the first night we swam together.
Yeah, it was.
Because we went into Walmart the night Trucker West was established because we went into Walmart to buy swim shorts.
Well, I couldn't buy them because they don't have anything above like a 1X.
Yeah, well, I got the red pair. We're talking like half thigh. I got a red pair, all red. He got an all blue pair, which I think I literally own both pairs now. I just don't know where the blue ones are. I think I own both of them.
Probably do.
But because I'm pretty sure he left them here and just didn't want them. So I think I have both of them. But I had the red ones. He got the blue ones. And then you bought like a tank top, I think it was, that you wanted to swim in.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you bought shorts. You already had swim shorts. You were like basketball shorts or something.
Yeah, they were like regular basketball shorts, but they were like the lightweight ones. And they also didn't have like a lot of... They were polyester, so they didn't soak up water.
Yeah.
So it was like the perfect thing to swim in. But I had to tie them really tight because if I got up out of the water, it almost pulled off. It pulled off that time. Yeah. Remember, like my shorts went halfway down my legs, and you like saw like half my butt.
I don't remember that. Actually, no, I don't remember that. I don't want to say I do, but I don't.
No,
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because like I got up out of the water, and like they pulled off halfway off my butt, and good thing I had underwear on. I had to pull them back up.
Okay.
That was funny.
Yeah. Well, I don't fully remember that, but it definitely had to have happened at some point, I feel like.
And of course, because, I'm fat and don't like showing myself, I wore a shirt, so it was like stuck to me. Like,
we weren't judgmental. We love you. So.
I love you too.
But
all right. So
I mean, you got anything else?
I don't have very much else from that summer. That's
we're at an hour here, so
yeah.
We have anything else? We could always do a second
episode.
Second good old days episode. I'm sure we have plenty of stories.
We can do a part 2 later down the road. Maybe
we can always do a part 2 if we think of anything that come to mind. If not, maybe they'll just be spread out in the next couple of episodes.
Yeah.
So yeah, all right. Thank you guys for
listening,
hanging out, listening,
joining
to
us.
Podcast, N2DEEP podcast. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So
I'm very excited for the future.
I'm very excited.
We got tons of stuff to talk about. We've had
pretty
interesting last 5 years. We've done a lot of cool stuff.
A lot of interesting things.
Upcoming episodes, we can talk about just other personal stories. Maybe jump into some other stuff.
Plan on. So if these get released on Wednesdays, in the next month, when December comes along, we will be doing a kind of some Christmassy holiday themed episodes. Yeah. So
we might even do a Thanksgiving episode. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll probably do like a
Thanksgiving's next week, dude.
Yeah, it is.
I totally forgot about that.
Yeah. All right, guys.
So
thanks for listening. Catch you in the next podcast
of N2DEEP. So signing out.
See you later. Bye.